Processing purchase orders. So the first thing we need to do is create a product. So we go to the product catalog and we click add. Now it is best to create a product based on, in this case, for a work order, for example. Let's go to the work order. I'm going to be working with this sample work order. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the product catalog. I'm going to say add. And I'm going to create a product based on that work order, and you can name it whatever you want. Walter widget 2020. You can have the description be the same thing as the product code, right? So I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need to look for this part later on, this product. The part type is non-stock, and this is basically, you need to just select the product group, and you pick whatever group this is related to. So if it's a lock part, then you select that. You can search by whatever you want. So you can search for anything related to locks, and I'll just say this is a glass exit lock. And then the next thing you need to do is put in the price. This is going to be a $150 item. If you want to, you can put the tax, and you can also select price submitted on, but it's not required. Okay, I want to hit save. The other thing that is required is to say what the vendor is. So what we do is we go here, we go to purchase information. I'm going to say add, and I'm going to buy these parts from, let's say that I want to buy it from 10.8 retrofit. And you can put the trade if you want, but it's not necessary. The purchasing unit is necessary. You can say each, or depending on what it is, but I'll say each. You can search by whatever you want, you know, by box or whatever. Click OK. We'll put in the price here again because this is the price that this vendor is going to give it to. And then we just hit save. So I just created a product, right, with my own information, with the pricing and the vendor that I'm going to be using. And then I made sure that I copy this part number so I can find it later on. So now we can go to work orders, and I'll pick my work order here, make sure that the work order hasn't been service response approved yet, otherwise it will not work. And we go to order details, request new PO. I'm going to say add, and the payment method for this one is a new PO. I'll select today's date. This part is not necessary, but it's nice to have it. I have to select the vendor, so it was 10.8 retrofit. And I can put my budget line item if you want, so you can say, you know, IT88 for this one. And this is where we're going to find the product that we created. So the code started with or contained this number that I saved it, and there's my Walter widget 2020. Click OK. And the quantity, I just need one of them. And if there's tax, you can select tax. But then all you have to do is save this. And in order for this to go to the buyer, you need to click accepted. And this is all you have to do if you're the requester for a brand new PO. Okay. Now here's what the buyer is going to do. The buyer basically has the purchase management module here. And the buyer is going to look for brand new requests that are coming in here. Okay. So I'm going to look for that brand new request that just came in. And let's see if I see it in here. So there was one at that time. Let's see if I can go to purchase suggestions actually. The new requests come in under purchase suggestions. Okay, and I'm going to say that there's my brand new suggestion. It's called the Walter widget 2020. There is a shopping cart icon, so that means that it came from a work order. If it does have a forklift icon, It came from a stock item replenishment that the warehouse coordinator created. So we're going to process this one. This is the one that I submitted. And so the buyer looks at it, and if everything looks fine, the buyer has the option to select a whole different purchasing company if they want to. The buyer also has the option to change pricing before they create a work order, or I should say a purchase order. And so everything looks fine. I'm just going to say generate purchase order. Click OK. If everything is good, if I hit refresh here, this one will disappear and it will become a purchase order. So it disappeared. Now I can go to the purchase order and process it. So the buyer has the brand new purchase order they need to process. And what they can do here is they can put it in approve state. Okay, we need to enter a delivery address. So basically we select a delivery address from here. Unfortunately, that is a requirement. I'll click save. I'll click approved. Okay, and there's my item that the Walter widget that I need to order. And so once it's in approved state, we can go to orders, we can go here to create a receipt. Okay, once we get the parts in, right, the vendor shipped us the part, we got them in. This is how we basically close the purchase order and make sure that the cost gets added to the work order. We just say create receipt. We can say how many items did we receive. Well, I only got one item, so I received one item. I'll click OK. Okay. Now we need to approve this receipt. So we go to the order details and we go to the purchasing items receipt. And I'm going to say confirmed. Okay, so I did get this item. Now I'm going to issue it. So I'll say create issues for all purchase order lines. Yes, go ahead and create the issuing. Now I have to say that I did create the issue. So you go to issuings, and there's my new issuing. And once I hit completed here, the costs are added to the work order. And then I can say received, meaning that the person got the parts that they requested. And then I'm going to close the purchase order. It automatically went to technically completed, but if you want it out of your menu here, you just say administratively completed. The process is done. If you go back to the work order, you go to the front of the work order, and you say view billing lines, you're going to see that my $150 widget has been added to the cost of the work order. And that's it.